Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Virna Amrita and I'm going to present you the English project that me and my teammates have been working on. First, let me introduce our group members. The leader is Muhammad Rosyidan Rohman, number 20. The vice leader is Vedianti Evelyn, number 31. The moderator is Della Sukma Prihandani, number 8. The secretary is Irmalia Triandani, number 12. And the reporter is myself, Virna Amrita, number 32. We are from the class 12 Science 8. First of all, before going into the core materials, we are going to show our gratitude for the bless of the Almighty God that have let us finish this project. And we are going to thank our family and friends, and most importantly, Miss Sri Rahayu Prihandani for helping us to finish this project. And we are also aware that throughout this project we may have some mistakes and that we are open for constructive advices. And we are hoping that this project will bring many benefits for the readers that are going to read it. So, the table of contents, we have introduction and the core materials that consist of noun phrase, adjective clause, and preposition phrase. And we have the conclusion, and lastly we have special thanks. We have had quite a few discussions, and we have combined all of the discussions into one presentation of result of discussion. And our results are: noun phrase, a group of words that work together to name and describe a person, place, thing, or idea. A noun phrase has two parts: a noun and any modifiers connected to that noun. Most oftenly, these modifiers will be adjectives, articles, and prepositional phrases. The modifiers may also be determiners. I'm going to tell or describe and give examples of what a noun and modifiers are. The example of a noun is: the pirate buried his treasure on an island for retirement. So the four nouns here in this sentence are pirate, treasure, island, and retirement. And then article. Article is always to a noun, and so when one is used, it is always part of a noun phrase. Example: the river is deeper after it rains. The article here is the, and river is the noun, so the river is the noun phrase. And then moving on, adjective is a word that describes nouns or pronouns. Example: many people want to live quiet, peaceful lives. Here there are two adjectives, quiet and peaceful, and they describe the noun, which is lives. So together, quiet, peaceful lives is a noun phrase. And then, prepositional phrase. It is a group of words that begins with a preposition and ends with an object. They add details such as where or when something occurred. Example: my little brother always feared monsters in the closet. The prepositional phrase is in the closet, and the noun is monsters. And then the last one is determiner. Determiner is a word that clarifies a noun. It is used to differentiate between similar nouns. Determiners answer questions such as which one, whose, how many, or how much. For example, those people are so friendly. The determiner is those, and the noun is people. And Moving on, we are going to present you the types of noun phrase. First, noun phrase as a subject. A noun that functions as a subject in a sentence, obviously. For example, very few giant pandas remain in the wild. So the subject here is very few giant pandas, and it is also a phrase because it consists of more than one word. And then the second type is noun phrase as a complement. It is a noun that is given more information. It is always followed by a state of being. For example, is, are, am, and etc. For example, a sailor's best friend is a wide open sea. And the noun phrase here is a wide open sea. And then the third type is noun phrase as a direct object. It is a noun that receives an action of a verb. For example, Grandma cooked a meal for 10 people. So the noun phrase here is a meal for 10 people. And then the last and fourth type is noun phrase as an indirect object. It is a noun that functions as an object, is an indirect object. It is a noun that functions as an object in a sentence but does not receive an action of a verb. For example, Trudy gave her hungry, crying baby a bottle. So the verb gives an action to the bottle, right? Trudy gave her hungry, crying baby a bottle. So here the noun phrase is her hungry, crying baby, and it is an indirect object. Examples of noun phrase in a sentence: the fluffy, long-haired cat. The cat on top of the stool is sleeping. Most big.
Hi everyone, so my name is Della Sukma Prihandani, and I'm here as a moderator to continue what Virna has been saying before. Now we'll move to adjective clause. Adjective clause is a clause that works to describe or modify a noun or pronoun. It will always be a subordinate clause, and it appears immediately after the word it describes or modifies. Adjective clauses always begin with either a pronoun or an adverb. And clauses in a sentence. Independent clause. A complete sentence, it contains the main subject and verb of sentence, and it's also called a main clause. Dependent clause. Not a complete sentence, it must be connected to the independent sentence. Example: Ma'am IOX is the teacher who helped me with my English problems. Independent clause is Ma'am IOX is the teacher, and dependent clause or adjective clause is who helped me with my English problems. Adjective clause can begin with a pronoun who, which, that, whom, whose, or an adverb why, where, when. Examples: first, the man who owns Curious George wears a yellow hat. The second, do you remember that time when we saw an eagle flying? Okay, we'll move to types of adjective clause. First is finite clause. It gives essential information about the noun and don't require commas. Examples: first, we don't know the person who donated this money. Second, do you remember the time when we almost missed the swim meet? The third, Monday is the day when I have my doctor's appointment. And second, non-finite clause is not a complete sentence. It must be connected to independent sentence. Example: first, my brother, who is sometimes rude to guests, lives here. Second sentence, the button which is green, is at the top of the road. The third, the Kingfisher Group, whose name used to be Woolworths, includes about 720 high street shops. Table of relative pronoun. Person, with subject is wool and object is warm. Second, thing, subject using which and object using which too. Third, possessive person or thing, subject use whose and object use whose too. Possessive thing, subject use of which and object using of which. Adverb of place using adverb where or which plus preposition, and adverb of time using adverb where or which plus preposition too. Now we'll move to prepositional, and now we'll move to prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is a phrase that connects a noun or pronoun to a verb or adjective in a sentence. They are usually short words, and they normally are found in front of nouns. On rare occasions, prepositions can be found in front of gerund verbs. They express position, movement, possession, time, and how an action is completed. Types of preposition. Simple preposition. Simple preposition. Who. Tell us who did something or who received something. Examples. 1. Mitch was scared by the dog. 2. Mom gave the present to my sister. With. Tell us what is used to complete an action. Examples. First, Megan washed her car with a hose. 2. Samantha brought the tickets with her phone. When. Expressing when an event happens is with a prepositional phrase. Examples. First, my match will start after the lunch break. And the second, the play will begin at exactly 6 o'clock. Where. To specify exactly where something is. Examples. First, the sugar is in the top left cupboard. And second, you'll get your receipt at the register. Why? Reasons for activities. Example. First, Stephen studied all night for the big test. And others. Examples. First, tomorrow we'll play at the first game of 2016 season. Is possession. And the second, except when I fell as a baby, I've never broken a bone, is a qualification. And the third, it's very difficult to write in Shakespeare's style, is a specification. And we move in double preposition, formed through the conjunction of two simple prepositions. Examples. Into, onto, within, out of, inside of, from behind, and it reason. Compound preposition, formed through the conjunction of noun prepositional word and a simple preposition. Examples. According to, ahead of, along with, as between, as compared with, similar to. And the last is participle preposition. It have endings such as at and in. Examples. Assuming, considering, during, given, provided, and respected. Example in a dialogue. Della, guys, have you heard about our idol comeback in the last few days? Evelyn, what do you mean? Blackpink? Della, yeah, and finally, after 4 years since debuted, they will release first album in October. That moment is eagerly awaited by people around the world. Rosyidan. and they will collaborate with some famous singer and great songwriter, Virna. But unfortunately, they couldn't break the record for the most views in 24 hours in YouTube. Irma: yeah, I really like the competition between Blackpink and BTS, actually, and both deserve what they have got. So, conclusion of all of this presentation is we have learned about noun phrase, adjective clause, and prepositional phrase. Special thanks to our teacher. Dear Miss Rirahayu Prihandani, SPD, we are very grateful to have you as our English teacher. Multiple thanks still won't be enough to express our appreciation for your merit and for all of the time you've taught us. You help us understand everything that we don't know, and you also teach us patiently despite our unpleasant behavior. Please forgive all of our mistakes because after all we are human beings who make mistakes in this life. We hope that you will always be blessed with sustenance, health, happiness in this world and hereafter, and other things that are best for yourself and those you love.